Lovers. We are here for another episode of For the Lovers podcast. We're actually recording this episode in American Coppers. It's 2 p.m. on a lovely Tuesday, and I have a lovely guest with me. A special guest that we actually met together during our time with the Bushwick Film Festival. So I'm so excited to have Ms. Nace DeSanders here. With us. We met during the Bushwick Film Festival for our love of film. She actually has her own film that's out. It's coming out, and she has just so much going on. She's back in town from South Africa. She was gone during the pandemic. Okay, so Miss Nace, what's going on? Like, tell the lovers what's going on. I mean, it's been a long time. I mean, we're 2021. I've been saying that we've won because, you know, we made it through the pandemic.
Yes.
We made it through. There was a lot of points, a lot of times where we didn't think that, you know, not to say, you know, we're always optimistic, but to say like, wow, to see you have a film that's coming out, that you worked on called Hello Sickness. I mean, tell the lovers just about your journey through the pandemic, how you got your film together, and where you are now.
So Hello Sickness is right now in pre-production. So we haven't shot that one yet. I do have a short film out called The Wounded and the Watcher.
Okay.
And we did shoot that during the pandemic. We shot it in November of 2020. So things are rough, and I was like, I just get antsy. I can't just sit at home and do nothing.
Right.
I'm like, listen, this pandemic is happening, but I'm not getting any younger.
Right.
It's not like I'm old either, but you know, there's still just that mentality of like, especially as a film director, a lot of film directors kind of get their start around age like 30, 35-ish. And I'm like, girl, I am not waiting that long.
Yeah.
Like, that's good for them, but not me. Like, I gotta get started now.
Yes.
So, The Wounded and the Watcher was my second short film, and it did really well, and it's currently on the film festival circuit. And I guess I need the link if you want to see it, stuff like that. And then I have a third short, so I made 2 shorts during the pandemic.
Wow.
And my third short film is currently in post-production. We're still getting all that together. It was kind of the biggest short I'd ever done. A lot of moving parts, like we had scenes on a moving bus, and like different locations, a lot of different costumes. It was a lot more than I've ever done before, which was really exciting. And then after that, I was like, okay, well, I'm ready now. So now I'm in pre-production for a feature film.
Wow.
Our crowdfunding campaign just finished.
Wow.
And now, well, it's actually the reason I'm in New York.
Right.
I'm going to LA next week is to try to get investors involved, get like the remainder of the funds.
This is amazing.
Yeah. So
I feel like, so I've been doing a lot of background work for the last year. I think I started my background work in October 2020. So and being in film, you know, from watching independent films, volunteering with film festivals, you get to see all the pieces of the puzzle and how everything works.
Yes.
So when you hit me up, I think you hit me up last fall or the winter, I don't remember when, but you hit me up to be in your film. One of the films.
Yeah. That was Charlie's Theater.
Okay. And I was like, yo, this girl is doing so much.
Gotta keep it moving.
And I was like, and I was so impressed. I don't think my time scheduling worked out.
You had something else going on.
So I think that's what it was mostly. But I've always kept it in the back of my mind. I'm like, yo, it was so inspiring because I eventually one day want to have like a mini series and all these things as well. And I think just actually starting was always a problem for me. Like, how did you start?
Okay, so I think I have the opposite problem. I don't have a problem starting anything.
Really?
I'll start literally anything and everything at any time. Like, even if I don't even think it's that good of an idea, I think kind of my mentality is that if this is a mistake, it's a mistake I have to make anyway. So it doesn't matter. I have to do it.
Yes.
Like, once it's kind of like a horse with the blinders on.
Right.
You know? Like, well, I want to do this now, so I've got to do this now. So that's kind of why I'm able to move around so much, where I'm just like, well, I've decided I have to do this now. I have to do this.
Right.
And then same with film. I was like, if I don't make a film now, I'm gonna die. Like,
you have 3 short films, 2 shorts already out, and 1 short that's coming out.
Yes.
I think that's huge. I mean, I really do think it's huge. I think congratulations to you.
Thank you.
That is a really big deal. Also, you moved to South Africa.
Yeah.
Like, we have to talk about that. Like, during this whole pandemic, like, you just got up and said, yo, I'm out.
Yeah.
What inspired that?
It's the same, like, antsiness. So, I was living... So, okay, at 18, I moved to Japan. I lived there for about 5 years. And then after I graduated university, I went to university in Japan. Once I graduated, I was like, okay, I don't want to go back to the US yet. I want to like explore more countries. So I got a job at a Thai animation studio. And I was going to move to Thailand, and like part of my contract, they were like, because they wanted someone that spoke Japanese and English.
Right.
So part of my contract was like, well, you got to learn Thai because we all speak Thai here. I'm like, yeah, fuck it, whatever.
Right.
Like,
right.
I could do that. So I was like all excited, and then like in classic Thai fashion, my visa just fell through, and they're like, can't help you.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I was devastated. I didn't have any money, so like I couldn't just get up and go somewhere. I needed to have a job already lined up. So I had to come back to the U.S. So I lived in New York for about a year. Just pissed the whole time. I did not want to be here. And the pandemic hit. I'm like, fuck me. Like, and like on top of it, Thailand did so well with the pandemic. That shit was over for them in like 2 months. Like,
really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. I don't think many people know about that.
Thailand and Vietnam, they have experience with like kind of freak viruses.
With plagues and stuff,
coming out of China.
Right.
Just because like, you know, they have the meat market and stuff like that there. So they've had that a few times before, so they already know how to handle it, you know. So when COVID came, they're like, oh, this is just like those other things that we had a couple, like 10 years ago. Do the same thing. So they handled it really fast. And then like after a few months into pandemic, when the rest of the world was like on fire, plane tickets to Vietnam and Thailand were stupid expensive. Like, because I'm sure all the rich people are like, fuck this, let's go to beautiful tropical Vietnam or Thailand. And they're like, well, if you're gonna come, you gotta have like 12 COVID tests, and you gotta quarantine, and the plane ticket's gonna cost you an arm and a leg, and this, that, and the other. I'm like, good for y'all. Like,
good. No, yeah.
And I was living in Brooklyn at the time, but once the pandemic hit, I'm like, I'm not going to work anymore. Might as well move back with my parents. They're a little bit upstate, close by. So I stayed with my parents for a bit, and like love my family. But like I really didn't want to be in the States. So like I really didn't want to be like the U.S. as home. And now I'm like even more home. I'm like, I gotta go.
Yeah, you feel it. You feel it.
You
feel like squeezed. Yes, I know that feeling. That's how I feel right now.
Yeah.
I feel extremely squeezed. And it's like, I'm a bartender, so I feel like I can go anywhere and bartend. I'm really not pressed about like financial stuff because I'm really good with that. As long as I have a laptop, I know how to make money. Like, just okay, fine.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I feel squeezed.
Yeah.
I feel extremely, and I was going through eye surgeries these last 3 years. So like my eyes were not aligned. I had like double vision. It was like a whole crazy scenario when I moved here. So like I was going through that. So I knew I couldn't move. I had to deal with that first.
Yeah.
Now that that's done, I'm like, all right, what's next? I'm gonna be 31 in November. So I'm like, there's so many things that I'm working on and doing. I'm like, yo, and I see my people doing it, and it inspires me so much, and I love it so much. Like, it's really one of those things that's like, yo, I love seeing my people out.
Absolutely.
When you went in South Africa, I was just watching your story. I was on your story so heavy because I was like, I lived through this. Like, you know what I mean? So tell me more about, first world lovers. Also, I got some spices that I'll show you on the gram, but I got some chicken spice. It's called chicken Brai. And then I got peri peri.
Yes.
And you can smell it, lovers. You can smell the seasonings, and I'm just so excited. All right, so let's get back to you, of course, Nace. Tell us more about just, you know, just your overall transition from the States to South Africa.
I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't hard.
Right. Oh, really?
Yeah, everyone speaks, because I'm in Cape Town.
Okay.
So everyone speaks English. English is no one's first language, but everyone speaks it. And
Right.
it's like the first language you speak to someone when you don't know what they speak.
Right.
So, like moving to Japan, that was more of a transition, because ain't nobody speaking English. You know, like you go to the grocery store, they ask you know, cash or credit, you want paper or plastic. It's all in Japanese, and you're like,
Did you learn what is it? What language do they speak? Japanese?
In Japan, yeah.
Okay. So did you learn Japanese?
Yeah. So I'm fluent now.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
It's like not the most useful language.
Right, unless you're
you
in
know?
Japan.
Exactly. Yeah. So I want to learn Spanish next. Japan's one country, and it's a country full of people who don't immigrate much. So that's what makes it kind of, I don't want to say useless, but like a little useless.
Right,
you know?
right.
So like Chinese people, you can find them no matter where you are in the world.
Right.
You know, there's going to be a Chinese community no matter what.
Right.
Same with Spanish speakers.
Exactly.
There's so many Spanish speaking countries. You're going to find them somewhere.
I agree, yeah.
Japanese, you know,
that's
if you run into someone speaking Japanese, you know, wherever you're like,
right.
You know, it's like, which is nice. That's like, that's also something kind of fun and nice, but
it's not that useful. It makes sense.
Exactly.
Because I feel like that. I feel like I'm learning French now. So I feel like the top languages that I should know is French, Spanish, and Mandarin. And I think because we're Americans, we don't want to.
Exactly.
And that's not okay. We think that everyone should automatically, you know, speak English. And I'm like, okay, well, that means you're probably limited to just being here as well. And that's you. That's you.
Yeah.
I'm not. I can't. I've never was the type of person. Like, I'm always curious about the world and what's going on. Yeah. And so I totally feel you on that.
Yeah.
So traveling along, I mean, we had a discussion about just black filmmakers and like where is it going, especially being a woman black filmmaker.
Yeah.
I personally feel like there's not a lot of us at all, especially in the States. I mean, I watch a lot of Nollywoods and a lot of South African films anyway now. So my palette of like film is mostly there because I'm not seeing it here in America.
Yeah.
And I wonder, like, as the times go on and progress, where do we fit in at?
Yeah.
Like, where do we fit in at? Like, I don't want to always see, you know, the dramas. So that's why I tend to watch, you know, other regions of blackness because that's where they are.
Yeah.
It's not in America. We have the Tyler Perrys. I mean, we have the Issa Raes.
Yes.
But again, Issa Rae is one person.
Yeah.
How much can she do in one lifetime of her being in Hollywood?
Exactly.
So I want to know, like, what can we do to change that narrative here in America with black women filmmakers?
So you bring up a really good point there because like I'm a genre filmmaker, so I make really, really weird experimental films that are not everyone's cup of tea.
Right.
And as a black filmmaker, especially director, we get put in categories. You are either Tyler Perry,
right?
So you're making, you know, the comedies, but again, not any comedy that's specifically about and for black people.
Yes.
So you're that. So then Issa Rae, I would say, kind of falls in with that.
Right.
And there's nothing wrong with being that.
Right.
But like, there's more of us.
There's more.
So you're that, or you're Ava DuVernay, which means you're showing how hard it's been to be black for all these years.
Right.
Also important, but hold on.
But hold on.
You know, or you're Spike Lee, which is like similar to Ava DuVernay, but a little bit more like lighthearted. And those are your three. So if you're a black director, you pick one.
Which one do you follow?
you?
Right.
And I'm like, okay, well, you know, I don't do that. Mine are like horror, experimental, weird, like funky stuff. And when you're that's just like, it's not I'm going to put air quotes, you guys can't see, but it's not a black person's place, you know?
Right.
And so, because I've been live streaming, I was talking in my live stream like a lot about my film process and stuff like that, and I was saying like, oh, I love experimental art, just anything. Like, I just love it when it's weird and I'm confused and everything. Music, books, film, I love that.
Me
like,
too.
It's so much fun.
Right.
It's such a weird experience.
It
I
is.
love it.
It's not the norm.
Right?
I don't want the norm.
Exactly. And then someone commented, a black American was like, oh, you're sounding real white right now. And I'm like, damn.
Oh my god.
Because that's not true. There's so many black people that want to be doing experimental weird art.
Is that freeze? I really wish it would disappear as we progress. Like, it's 2021.
Yeah.
So something that's foreign to you sounds white. That doesn't actually explain anything.
Exactly.
That actually is not correct.
So white people are free to enjoy everything and anything they want, but us,
we must
basketball
slaves,
and sneakers, or slavery.
Like, come on, like,
That's
what
not
is
right.
that?
That's not right.
So that's all we are.
Exactly.
No.
So there's definitely a bit of friction, and unfortunately, a lot of it is within our own community of like, oh, we don't do that. That's not for us. But there's plenty of black people that love and want to be a part of experimental art, especially a lot of black queer filmmakers.
Yes, they do. Yeah.
Love that weird shit. And just because there's already that idea in our heads of, oh, that's not, people that look like us don't do that.
Right.
But there's a lot of friction there. But then also, there's an idea in white people's heads that when it's a black filmmaker, it's for black people. So as a black experimental filmmaker, where's my audience then? If black people see what I'm making and say, oh, she's making shit for white people, and white people see what I'm making and say, oh, well, she's black, so she must have made that for
Didn't even
people.
give it a chance.
Yeah. So then now my whole audience is gone.
Right.
And now, because of that, now experimental art really isn't for black people. Because I have no audience. I can't make it.
Right.
So I think first and foremost, black people need to be, try the weird experimental art. Obviously, if you don't like it, don't force yourself. But like, really give it a chance. You know, like, open your mind to it. It's fun.
It is fun.
And
I think that
emotions you didn't even know could really be experienced.
Right.
You know.
I don't know. I personally have a problem. I have a problem with watching Tyler Perry films. I have a problem with that. Just because I already know I'm going to see. And I hate to put that in its own genre as itself and not give it a chance. Yeah. But it literally proves my point every single time. Yeah. And it's okay. There's nothing wrong with that genre, but I think for people whose minds are very expansive, we want to see some different things. So that's why I started watching a lot of Asian films. I started watching a lot of just anything foreign. Yeah. To me, just give it to me. If it's foreign, just give it to me. If it's subtitled, give it to me. I need that. And plus, if it's subtitled, it means I have to watch it.
Yeah.
I can't like cook at the same time.
Exactly.
I have to watch it because I have to read the subtitles. So it's very interesting when you mention your audience, because I wasn't even considering that. Like, who will be your audience?
Exactly.
And then also, when I'm thinking about also okay, so we have a timeline here with Nace, okay? She travels, she lived in different countries. She came back, pandemic, 2 shorts, 1 short on the way. And again, remember, we met volunteering for the Bushwick Film Festival. But now it's like, where do relationships play in all of this? Because that's tricky. And I feel like for women that are focused on their career and their work, we really don't, like, it's in the background.
Yeah.
We really don't focus on it so much. And lately, I guess because I'm 30 now, everyone's like, oh, you know, your time is clicking. What time? Please don't.
What a rude thing to say.
It's so rude. It's actually so rude.
That's
and
like a distressing thing to hear.
It's very distressing.
Really
It's very, it gives me a lot of anxiety. And I'm just like, chill out. Like, I don't want to say I'm not a normal person, but like, I'm chilling. You know, whatever lovers are there, they're there. And I'm happy that they're there. But like, it's never my focus, because it's like, you have to pick one as a woman.
Yeah.
Well, at least society here in America makes you feel like that, right? You have to pick either you want to be a wife, you want to do this, or you want to focus on yourself. You can't do both.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but why can't I do both? Or why can't I just chill?
Yeah.
Like, what is that? So I remember we was talking and you was like, you don't have much experience with relationships. How has that been for you? Like, why do you feel like that?
I've been told on many occasions that I'm very intimidating.
Really?
Yeah, dudes don't like that. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I would not have assumed that at all.
Really?
Nope, I would not assume
Guys
that.
find me very intimidating.
Really?
Yeah. I think especially because I've done so much already that I feel like maybe they feel in comparison they haven't done enough. And like, it's just it's a very weird dynamic when it comes to dating. So it just doesn't happen.
Right.
So, I mean, I would like for it to. I just feel like, I guess now it's just not really my time.
Right.
We'll see what happens. But I think also because I'm so focused on film stuff that I don't really make the time for dating stuff, because I'm like, I only got 24 hours in a day and I already got to sleep for at least 8 of them. Like,
I feel
if a partner
you.
comes along, but
Right.
I can't take time off from my film stuff to make that happen, because it's like,
Yes.
I'm not about that.
Right.
So, I don't need it that bad.
Right. I mean, listen, I agree with you. And when I talk to like my girlfriends and stuff, some of my girlfriends on the same time I'm on, like they work. And I love it, right? But then some girlfriends that's just like, you need to get a boyfriend. Whoa. I literally do not know what that, like, I don't know what that is. Like, I love the way my life is set up right now.
Yeah.
And it's no drama. It's, you know, that's the number one thing. I feel like boyfriend comes with drama, just automatically, because it's a title. Now it's expectations, and now he doesn't feel up to it, and now I have to know.
Yeah.
Like, so I use the term lover a lot, because I think that we're all lovers. I think the way humans are, like, you know, there's a season for people, and sometimes it's off season, and again, I don't live, I think, a normal life that most people live.
Yeah.
So it's kind of easy for me to have this kind of theory and go by it.
Yeah.
And, you know, lovers come and go. Like, lovers come and go. But my number one priority is my work.
Yeah.
Because that's what's going to be guaranteed for me.
Yeah.
That's what's going to set my future up.
Yeah.
You know, if a lover comes along and understands that and don't pressure me, then fine. But dating takes so much time. And, you know, I'm thinking back, like, what are we in 2021 now? I'm thinking back to, like, just the pandemic. Like, I was with one person. I've been with kind of, like, one person this whole time. But we're very on and off. And a lot of people do not understand that. Like, how is he still around? And I'm like, it just works. Like, there's no pressure.
Yeah.
There's no pressure from him wanting me to, like, do things, even, like, sexual things. Like, when we link up. And it's great. And it's thing. But I'm also learning a lot through that. I guess because he's also not American. I don't really date American men that much. I would like to, but it's not exciting.
Yeah.
It's literally not exciting. Like, this is not exciting. Like, it's like we're the same in a sense, and it could be easier, but I don't want easy. I always like a challenge in anything I do.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it's been for me. So I don't know. I feel like I did go out to lunch with someone recently, and they said something to me that's just like, yo, that's crazy. He's American, and he was like, how old are you? I was like, I'm going to be 31 in November. He's like, oh, you at that perfect age. That's what I was telling you this now a little bit early. You're at that perfect age where you're like, you know, you can child bear still, something like that. He said you could child bear, yo. And I'm like, I am a child. I'm literally a baby girl. What are you talking about?
That is so fucking gross.
Girl.
Because that's how they see
That's
women.
how they see women.
That's how they see women.
That's how
Your
they see
entire
women.
purpose is to bear children.
That's it.
So when I hear your age, I'm going to put in
Yep.
relation to that.
Yes.
Oof.
Yes.
Well, I can't take that.
Yo. And I'm just like, and so me, I'm just like, this is why I always go back to my same lover, because those kind of conversations, there's no expectation for us. Like, again, maybe because I don't even know why. I don't even care why. It just works. Like, there's no type of like, all right, so we've been together for 2 years now we need to, no, what?
Yeah.
That's not realistic. When you put these kind of timelines on people and things, it's like almost a setup for failure.
Absolutely.
Like, I like longevity stuff. I like relationships that are longevity in anything, in friends and work and lovers. I want it to be longevity. So let's just keep rolling with the punches.
Yeah.
Why are we 31, married? What?
Exactly.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
And so, and especially now that everything's like in New York City, everything's like back open. I'm back full time at the bar as well. I'm analyzing so much how people are and what's going on. And a lot of people really do want relationships. And I'm like, but why? Y'all not even together yourselves.
Yeah.
For me, I feel like, you know, if I want to join with someone, I'd rather kind of have my stuff together before I join with someone. And, you know, to each his own with that. But, like, I enjoy working. I enjoy having something to bring to the table.
Yeah.
And it's not because I want to, like, meet you where you are. It's for me.
Yeah.
It's all about for me.
Yeah.
You know, I can lay up in the bed all day and all this stuff, but I'm like, nah, I'm not built that way.
Exactly.
When I'm laying up in the bed, like, that's like once a month thing. That's like because, like, I worked 3 weeks hard, now I can play.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's back to grind. It's back to this thing. And I look at my friends who are in relationships. I'm like, how do they do it? Like, how do they really lay up all day? I can't. I don't know what that is.
No, I feel you.
So what is it about you say that would be intimidating to men? I mean, you mentioned that you have done a lot and stuff, but like, I don't know, because I date men. Do I date men? When I say that, I mean, like, do I date men that are... I think I've been manifesting a certain type of man lately. So I think that's why I don't have, like... I used to have a lot of fuckboys before. A lot of fuckboys, a lot of, like, leeches, a lot of, like, weirdos. And I was like, nah. Maybe that's also a reflection of me, and that needs to get rid of before I can move on to, like, a healthy relationship. And then, okay, so then those type of men started coming along. But I like the men that's in my life now, too, because a lot of them are entrepreneurs, so they mind their business.
That's good.
Then not to like throw offense to anybody that's 9 to 5, but the 9 to 5ers don't really understand.
It's a different lifestyle for sure.
You know,
it's a different lifestyle, and something I've noticed. Okay, actually, now I think about it, I'm seeing where I can be a little abrasive.
Okay.
9 to 5ers, they'll all, because like I travel and I work online. I'm doing pretty much exactly what I want to do, and so a lot of people express, I don't want to say jealousy because that sounds negative, but like, oh man, I wish I could do that. And then I don't like comments like that, because the people who are saying that to me aren't single moms working at McDonald's desperately trying to make it work.
Right.
When they say like, yeah, like, I'm sorry, girl.
Right.
It's always someone that's like got a regular ass 9 to 5 whose parents live like down the block in the middle of Manhattan and could definitely support them. You know, I'm like, so money's not a problem. You know, like, it's just you just don't want to. So don't tell me, oh, I wish I could.
Because why can't you?
You know, because like I'll give you advice.
Yeah.
Like, you want advice? You want me to look at your visa application? Like, I got you.
Yes.
It's really not hard.
Right.
I'm not rich. My parents aren't paying my way. Like, I could really like.
How the American way is when it comes to dating. It could be very possessive. And we were talking off air this how like sometimes we kind of lean towards this poly atmosphere, and like but it's very specific. I think when people hear the word poly, they get like, oh, you just want to have sex with everyone at the same time. No, that's not that. It's just a reality of where we're going in 2021. 2021 is almost over. So where we're going in 2022, 2025, 2030, and so on. You know, we're young women of the world. It's a whole wide world out there. And I just think that, you know, I always thought that, okay, I have a lover in this city, I have a lover in that city, and then I have like my main lover. Yeah. And that is okay. Like that is literally how my life is, and it's okay. Like right now I'm in New York City, so yes, I have a lover here, but like I plan to move soon. Yeah. You know, and like, will we have a long distance relationship? I did discuss it with him, and you know, he did say we would, because we kind of have a long distance relationship now. Being in Brooklyn and Manhattan is almost like long distance, like, you know what I'm saying? And before you realize it, your 24 hours in a day is gone. Yeah. How can I like, number one, sleep with you every night? I can't do that. I don't want to, because I want to fully sleep. Yeah. And it's just like all these weird like things that like I feel like we've grown up to break away from, because we're so used to watching TV, seeing these shows with like these normal, like what we think is normal families and lives. I'm like, that's not reality, sweetheart. Like Mondays could be for this lover and the weekend could be for another lover, and I think that's totally okay, as long as you're being transparent and communicating these things. It can be totally fine. So we was also talking about just like how the turning of age for a woman and how rude it is, and just how like men don't even realize they're being so sexist all the time, and racist at the same time with what their expectations are for us. They don't really see us as ending much in like a childbearing person, which is fine, you know, for some people that works, and I'm okay with that. But for read the room. Like, read the room. Like, you know what kind of woman you're going on a date with from the few dates or the few conversations you've had. Yeah. And that's also why I'm kind of like really, really focused on like actually getting to know someone before we go out on a date. Mm-hmm. I know they say, well, how do you get to know them? Just by regular schmegular conversations. Mm-hmm. I mean, like the most innocent, maybe like DMs and Instagram. Just like regular stuff. Do not sexualize me. Do not be like, oh, you look good in that. There's certain things that I don't like that's too basic for me that we're not even going to go on the first date. We could do the coffee meetups. I'm down for that. Yeah. I don't need the whole steakhouse, $200 dinners. I don't need that, because that's not even, what is that? That's like when we are established, I feel like we should do stuff like that. Exactly. How about like, because we talked about just how, you know, how it's hard to manage both dating and working. Yeah. And I asked someone this on my last episode. His name is Ty as well. He's on the previous episode. I asked him just how it is dating in New York, because society keeps making us feel bad, especially the women, for wanting to focus on our careers and our work. Yeah. And it's like, well, who's loving you at night? First of all, I have a lot of toys. Okay, and that's perfectly fine. Because when you have toys and you just are into yourself a lot, there's no pressure. I don't have to exchange energy with you. I'm literally just like, oh, I'm in a mood. Oh, I could just, 5 minutes later, good. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I release myself in 5 minutes and I'm good. Exactly. Instead of having this whole...
to text somebody, hey, you up, where you at, blah, 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 blah. And now there's someone in your house, like...
That part. Now there's someone in your house.
Right? And you can't just be like, all right, well, like...
Right.
You gotta be polite.
And I think that's what it is. Like, sometimes I just want to get to the point when it comes to like sexual encounters, and then there's sometimes where it's like you want the intimacy. Yeah. And so I get that, and I think that's why we have our main lovers for that, where we can call on or we can exchange energy with. Because exchanging energy with so many people all the time is not it. I work as a bartender. I'm already doing that. Yeah. And I think I'm already tired from those kind of activities. Oh yeah. So you want me to get to know someone, to date them for a while, and then open up this exchange? No, like that is so much work. And you know, I started doing it recently because my lover was getting on my nerves. So I was like, I'm on a date, and I was like, nah, I'm forcing it. I'm just gonna have to wait till he act right again, or like just chill, not even worry about him, like just really just read another book. And because it is weird out there, it is a lot of weirdness out there. But anyway,
that's where I get a little confused with serial monogamy. Like, because especially in the U.S., it's just very, very normal to be like, I have my boyfriend, it didn't work, now I have my new boyfriend.
I don't understand. Yo,
like, where are you finding these people so fast? You can't, like, these cannot be the cream of the crop. You found this dude in a week, you know, like, this didn't take long enough for you to, like, how are you just constantly finding the best guy out there? You're not. You're like, he's good enough. Yeah, he's good enough. Or, like, it doesn't necessarily have to be, it can be shit, obviously. But,
so, all right.
Okay with, like, cuffing season. I gotta be with somebody.
And I'm not, and I feel like I find those kind of people often as well, and that confuses me, right? Because I don't know, maybe because I'm a realist and I'm genuine. I don't know what it is, but I cannot fall into a relationship that fast. Like, I literally, so there's one guy that I went out with a few times. I don't even want to call it the date because he's very I friend zone him, and he was telling me about I'm like, dang, you've been in a lot of relationships. You've been married as well. And I was just like, how, like, and you're only 32.
Yeah.
How are you doing this?
Yeah.
He's like, you know, if the girl wants to get in a relationship, I just get into one. And I was like, I'm very confused.
As why?
I'm very confused. Like, so we dated, and that's how a lot of people are. They do the dating apps, right? Then from the dating apps, they actually meet up in person. They go out 3 times. It's this 3-time rule.
Yeah.
They go out the 3 times, then maybe they have sex now, and now we're together.
Yeah.
I do not know that. Like, this lover that's been in here for 2 years, we kicked it. It wasn't even some plan anything. It was just like, oh, what you doing today? Oh, nothing. We met. You know, it was just very calm, cool, and collective. And then we started, like, actually, oh, there's an interest here? And I was kind of thrown off by it because I didn't expect it to happen, but it happened, and here we are 2 years later. And I love that. I love that story. I love how it is. I love the timeline, but I still feel like I'm getting to know him.
Yeah.
I do not feel like I know him at all.
Yeah.
And vice versa.
Yeah, it takes a long time.
I'm like, do you know how long it takes? Y'all talking about 2 weeks, stay together. And then there's a very short term, we was together for 3 months.
I'm like, yeah, of course, only there 3 months. You didn't even like him, like, and I can't say that till it's over. But like the whole time when I'll have a friend dating someone, like I'll meet them, I'm like, you don't like this dude at all. Like I know you. I've been friends with you for 5 years, whatever. You don't like this dude.
So what is that thing that people are doing? Because I'm seeing it very more often. Mm-hmm. Like, are people like afraid to be by themselves?
I guess, or like this expectation that they should be in a relationship, because like I'm 24 and like, yes, it is very weird that I haven't been in a relationship, and people tell me that shit all the time. I'm aware. Thank you.
I don't think it's weird.
People like to tell me it's weird, but like I think there's like a bit of that, like, oh well, I've been single for 6 months now, that's weird. I've been single for a year, that's weird. This guy's cute enough, I guess, and it just works. But like you don't like this person.
You don't like, and that's the thing. Like, it takes so long. I don't know. It just takes so long to get to know anyone, women or men. You know, you got coworkers at work that you keep keying with. It takes so. Even I have girlfriends right now that know me since kindergarten. Yeah. That are just like, wow, I'm just now realizing you're actually really mean, Ty. You know, and I'm like, yes, I am. Like, what do you see is not this. You have to really see me in my worst. When I'm sleepy, when I'm hungry, when I'm cranky, like, do you know me? Yeah. And I think those things take so long. And like, can I fart around you? Mm-hmm. Like, all these different scenarios and things. But lovers, we're about to wrap up soon. We had a great session. An hour went by so fast. I will definitely have Nace back on. Don't even worry. We have so much to do, so much to talk about. It's October, just for you lovers to know where we are in the timeline. Spooky season is here. And I feel very spooked, and I'm very excited. I got all the pumpkin stuff I can get from Trader Joe's. I go to Trader Joe's once a week because I'm obsessed with pumpkin. I got a pumpkin tree. Like, I'm just so obsessed with pumpkin stuff. I don't know why. But now tell the lovers, is there anything else you want to tell lovers about what you have going on in your career? Just anything at all.
We are still trying to raise funds for Hello Sickness, and we have a merch shop on my website, nacedesanders.com/store. Nice and easy to remember. So if you guys like anything there, you can check it out. But I post a lot of updates on like whatever I'm doing, what I'm working on Instagram. Mostly. Okay. I'm on Twitter as well, and I have my website. But I feel like Instagram is kind of just the easiest way to keep up with me, and that's just at Nace DeSanders, easy peasy.
Perfect. All right, lovers, so stay tuned. I will drop all the links on about today's episode in our description of our episode, so you can easily click on there. And until next time, lovers, remember, wear your mask, sanitize, and mind your business. Until next time, lovers, cheers.